Here we are, returning yet again to our DC retrospective, and this time taking a little bit of a break from our current Superman run because we've once again got a request. Um, when do you think we did Grundy's Night? Was that like 2020? You think?
Yeah, that was, I believe, whenever you were still at your old house or your old apartment, excuse me.
Oh wow! So yeah, it must have been. Yeah, but originally Jason gave us a request to cover the Batman episode Grundy's Night, which was season 2, episode 11. But recently we've started up a YouTube page, and one of the comments there we got another request from SR Striker 6420, asked to look at the episode prior to Grundy's Night, which is The Butler Did It, season 2, episode 10. And I'm very excited to get back to this series because when we finished Grundy's Night, I remember I was kind of like, maybe this is a series that I've neglected. Maybe I should go back and check it out again. But of course I never did. So I'm happy to be here finally and taking a look at another episode. Do you know if you'd seen this one previously, or I can't really remember your relation to this series?
We watched this. Oh, you're right. Yeah, we watched this on October 4th, 2020.
Oh, wow.
Or sorry, Grundy's Night. We watched Grundy's Night on October 4th, 2020. So, in the same month as Grundy's Night, if you will.
Yeah, yes, Halloween episode. Yeah.
So my relation with this series, I'll go over it again. It's been 3 years or two and
Yeah.
a bit years. So I think it's worth an explanation. One, we did actually have a YouTube channel beforehand. We tried it. Was kind of unsuccessful though. So we kind of I remember you said you put it to the side. You were like, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on Podbean. Or
Mm-hmm.
that's what I primarily use. And I guess other streaming platforms or podcast services.
Yeah, podcatchers.
There we go. Thank you. But yeah, you recently. Well, I'll ask you this before I give you my answer. What gave you the urge, or what was the reason you wanted to restart YouTube?
Hmm. Well, I just thought in our current podcast structure, we don't have a chance for a lot of fan engagement because, I mean, I feel like maybe 10 years ago, people were emailing into podcasts all the time. I just don't really see that too much in the podcast landscape these days, in the ones I listen to.
I see.
So I thought maybe going to YouTube with more of a structured kind of thing, because our old school style, I mean, we'd be putting out two plus hour long videos with just audio and like a still image. And I was like, maybe if I can put something out. Oh, and I should also mention those episodes were just completely like scattered all over the place. One day we'd be doing a pilot for Wonder Woman, then we would be doing a commentary for Crawl or something like that.
Yes.
So I thought with a more focused lens, like just a channel for this DC stuff, maybe that would have more of a chance of gaining an audience. So that's why I did that.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Yeah, the halcyon days, the early years of the novice elitists, when we were throwing anything that stuck to the wall.
Yeah,
I feel like we're still doing that, or at least I feel like I'm still doing that.
pretty much.
Hasn't really changed. Although I feel like we're a little bit more uh, experienced now. Hopefully,
Oh yes, God yes.
hopefully. But sorry. Back to your question, my answer. So yeah, for those who don't know, I when I was a preteen, I don't know if I caught this on television. I think it was the Batman. Excuse me. Every now and then it was on the WB. Then at that point it was called the WB. It is now the CW. So like when they literally made the switch, I didn't notice until like I saw the logo switch, and I'm like, okay, so that's what the WB used to be. But yeah, this was this and Legion of Superheroes and Lunatics Unleashed. They were all like in that block that was kind of like post Bruce Timm's DC animated universe. All everything, his like big epic was kind of ending, and so this other stuff was starting to kind of fill in the power vacuum that was like the DC vacuum in a way. And so yeah, this was there. This existed, and I saw some episodes. I wasn't a like big watcher of it as a teenager. I guess I started watching more of it because there was some interesting stuff about it. Not too much. I'll say that. I think it's okay for what it is. But yeah, I never really found myself wanting to go out and um, reach for it or watch it. I feel like there was other stuff I could go out and watch instead.
Yeah, and I can't remember what we said on that first episode. I actually didn't go back and re-listen to it. Um, but yeah, I'll also add that I think maybe just with the time that this hit, I was kind of just not as interested in animated television shows. That's not to say that I didn't watch the odd ones. It's just I wasn't, setting my watch to tune in each week. Like for instance, when Batman Beyond was on, oh, I was all into that show. I loved it, and I think Batman, the animated series, was still in syndication at that time, so I was definitely watching a lot of that. But by the time the Batman started, it was kind of like, oh, I if I saw that it was on, I would maybe turn it on for a little bit, but I just wasn't all that sucked into this kind of stuff at that time. But looking at the two episodes that we've seen, I do think maybe there was more there than I was just willing to look for. So I'm curious to discuss this and see how that pans out.
I guess this isn't a. This answer will be potential, or this question will be answered one day. It doesn't have to be now. But what would you be more willing to watch? This, like, slowly. I'm not saying the whole, like, you have to do this in a month, but like, would you slowly watch these 5 seasons of the Batman over a while? I wish they called it something else, but I guess it is apparently this is a tie-in to Matt Reeves' film. That's interesting. What a shock.
Makes sense with the music choices.
They totally got this out well before the Penguin HBO miniseries, but whatever. Or would you instead watch all from like seasons 1 or whatever order you want to? Seasons 1 to the final season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
No question whatsoever. This program here, the Batman.
Oh boy! Don't let Eric hear you say that.
I've tried. I keep trying with the Clone Wars. I just cannot get into it.
There's just a hump, right? Like there's some, and this is not me like pro anti. No, sorry, and yeah, this is not me being anti CG wars, but it's just like there's kind of a hump, isn't there? But it's also our bias with the prequels.
Yes, I'm just not particularly interested in the prequels, and even the really good episodes of Clone Wars that I've seen. It doesn't make me feel the need to keep watching more. It's like, oh wow, I guess this show can have some good episodes. Well, I'm good for now. I don't need to see any more.
And moves on with his life. I love it. All right. Yeah, it's to each their own, of course. I'm not just in the franchise itself, but like, yeah, we're still kind of like, yeah, it's unnecessary. I guess that's the worst we could say. It's unnecessary.
Yeah, but I guess we should jump into this discussion here.
Yes, back to the actual program at present.
Yes, and I'm at the old timestamp 0 bunny.
Before the bunny though, right? Or is it are you at the bunny?
I'm seeing the bunny, but I know that I'm at timestamp 0 and there's a little black screen in the corner of my because I'm watching this on YouTube.
Yes, fair enough.
So
is it free on YouTube or did you have to pay for it?
It was like $2 or something like that.
All right, fair enough. I don't know who's getting that money, but who knows?
Yeah, anybody can take it. I threw it out and there we go.
Yeah, not the worst $2 you ever spent.
Yeah, tune in a couple quarters and I get to watch this episode.
Yeah, there you go. Wish you could like stick that into your like Xbox. That'd be fun.
A little slot, yeah.
Where the hell does it go? Don't ask those questions. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, those between unaffiliated, please get your legally or illegally purchased copies of this, digitally or physically. I don't know if there's a Blu-ray for this or not. I have seen that there's a new logo for it. I don't know if somebody signed it, but there's a distinct like DC logo, like it's the new logo. Well, sorry, it's their current logo right now. So I guess maybe they like polished it up for HBO Max or whatever streaming services is on, but yeah, so I don't know if there's a DVD of this or a Blu-ray. I doubt there's a 4K, but take it away, Caleb.
Yeah, and we'll hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. There's our pal the bunny. Oh, he's gone.
Hello, Bugs. Goodbye, Bugs. Mansion. It's raining. It's always raining in Gotham City.
Yeah, Wayne Manor.
Swear it's Arkham Asylum, but it's not.
Yeah.
There's something I haven't done yet.
Oh, an Arkham Asylum episode?
Not that, but like Wayne Manor is Arkham Asylum.
Oh yeah, I could see them doing that if they like did a one shot into the future. Like 10 years after Batman's dead, they've turned his place into the new Arkham Asylum.
Or while Bruce was away traveling the world and gaining skills, did they somehow get like Gotham City or somebody got a hold of Wayne Manor estate and turn it into Arkham Asylum?
Oh, by the way, I like that this opening begins with Alfred having a nightmare about Batman chasing him. I think it's interesting to see Alfred as fearful of Batman too, like terrified as everyone else is. Even though he kind of knows the man behind the mask, it still is this specter.
I guess I don't know if perhaps I didn't really. I guess that's what they were going for, but I don't know if they. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really read that. I guess you're right. They because I don't know if they like kind of focused on that personally, but I think he was more
No,
afraid of
no.
getting caught than he was of the Batman. But I guess you're right in a way. For you could see that from one perspective.
Yeah, maybe I was reading into it too much, but I thought that was an interesting dream either way.
No, I think you're onto something at least.
Oh, and then we get the opening. And I do think this opening is kind of cool. It does. I remember seeing it back in the day and thinking, like, hey, this looks pretty slick. It almost seems like it has like kind of a horror bent to it. And so that kind of excites me a little bit as a Batman fan.
I agree. However, I disagree with the images on screen. I think they don't match the tone of the music itself.
That's fair.
When I did find it, I found this opening with images from Matt Reeves, the Batman, and I think they work pretty well together.
Yeah, truth be told, I am not a particular fan of the theme. Yeah, it's whenever it says the Batman, I kind of chuckle to myself a little bit. And the logo, I think, is a little weird too.
I kind of like that when the artist formerly known as The Edge says it. I forget his first name or his real name. Did you know that actually he's now wanting to go be called his real name? Like people, he wants people to refer to him as his birth name.
Oh, I thought he was doing the Prince thing. The artist formerly known as The Edge.
No, that's me.
That's where you're going.
Yeah, no, like that's me. Hello, William Shakespeare. That is not the Batcave. What the hey? Nor the Bat Computer. What's going on here?
Yeah, I think this is all cool imagery. And I liked a little bit of a like an oh no, I can't trust myself with Alfred. He's turned into an enemy. I think that's is a good start to a plot.
Yeah,
I wonder how that's unfolding.
I gotta like give props to that. How like on himself he is, and how self aware he's. Like, I can't be trusted. I'm like, man, this guy can be trusted. He's taking responsibility for his actions, even if it wasn't. There was no malicious intent by him.
Yeah, and I think that's the real strong suit of this episode, and that's one of the reasons I like the title a lot. The Butler Did It, because in some ways it's playing on that kind of like cheap dime store mystery trope of oh, it's always the butler that's behind it, and he is behind this theft here at the start. But then as we see and we go throughout the episode, it is like oh man, the butler really did do it in terms of kind of saving the day in this mystery. We get to see Alfred kind of put in some different spots than he usually is in some of this stuff. So I think that's fun. I always like Alfred. It's nice to have a spotlight on him.
Yes, indeed. Here's my question to you. So this is actually a mystery plot we have with this show. Again, formerly, somebody once said that this show is basically just like Batman, the kung fu martial arts Batman over like the detective Batman.
Mm.
Well, as the episode goes on, but like for you, watching lots of mystery films and or detective whodunits or just detective stories, have you ever come across one that has the culprit be the butler?
Um, that's a good question. I feel like I have, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Here's another question: was one of them a Charlie Chan film?
Oh, I can think of ones where the butler was like helping, but no, I can't think of any off the top of my head where it was the butler.
Yeah, and
So maybe that trope, maybe that's like an outdated trope these days.
yes, the accomplice being accomplished does not count. We're
Yeah,
talking like the butler is the one who did it. They did it.
yeah. And to be fair, I haven't really read like any much Agatha Christie or anything like that, where I think is one of the people who I think is one of the originators of that trope. But with Charlie Chan, no, I can't think of anything.
Okay, fair enough. Of course, neither have I. I have not. No, I have not read mystery novels either, or detective pieces, noirs. I wonder if there was if there was a Columbo episode like this. maybe not like exactly this, but like, again, like where the killer, the culprit was a butler.
No, unfortunately, Columbo has a very anti-rich policy, so they would never make a poor person the culprit. It's always the rich bastards that are the ones doing bad.
Yeah, or at least the ones that have power.
Well, power, using their power to do bad, and then
Yeah,
abusing their power to try to get out of it by just being like, "Oh, Columbo, you think you're going to stop me? I've got friends in high places. I'm going to call your boss, and you're going to get fired." He gets a lot of that kind of stuff.
yeah, you're gonna step down.
He's like, "Oh, sir, have I offended you? Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I just wanted to have a conversation." Good old Columbo.
Yeah, I saw an episode the other day. Can't remember which one it was.
Oh, we got a little fight scene here.
Yeah, except it's that. Ouch.
Yeah, Batman's beating the heck out of Alfred. This is twisted.
I mean, he's trying to like track him, or he's trying to follow him, and he wasn't discreet enough, and Alfred saw this and went after him.
Yeah, we see Alfred's actually got some skills. He punched Batman right off that thing, and yeah, that's pretty good.
Probably because Batman and or Bruce Wayne didn't want to punch Alfred out, which makes sense, of course.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and this guy here, do you know this villain?
Spellbinder.
Spellbinder. Have you come across him much in your DC wanderings?
Um, Truth be told, no.
Me neither.
I feel like he is actual like character from the comics. I don't know if he's straight from the comics, by the way. I'm ignorant in that sense.
Yeah, I looked him up, and yeah, the designs are quite different. But seemingly his powers are the same from the little I read.
Is he a Batman villain, or is he transplanted from somebody else's rogue gallery?
Looks like he started with Batman and then maybe just bounced around to kind of events and stuff.
Yes, of course, that makes sense.
But I do like this element of bringing in all this kind of cool, at times like almost classic sci-fi imagery later in the episode. I like the chance to explore some more cool imagery.
I certainly know what you're talking about, because it looks for like the images and the designs look quite. How do I put this? They look of a sort of art style right now, and you're right. When we get later on, we're gonna get some pretty interesting designs or for creatures.
Yeah, I think all that stuff is really fun and inventive and gives a different flavor. Again, I don't really know what the overall taste of this series is, but it has a very different vibe compared to Grundy's Night.
Or illusions, excuse me.
Yeah, Illusions. Kind of makes me think of Mysterio and in that MCU movie. I forget what it's called.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Is it No Way Home? I can never remember which one's which between that and the third one.
Wait, no, sorry, Far From Home.
Far From Home. I think that's right. Yeah.
That's what it was. Having not seen that film.
Yeah, I wish they didn't do that home thing. I could never tell those two apart.
Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. So then, like, Spider-Man 4 has to be like We're Home or E.T. Phone Home. I don't know.
I hope the new trilogy they just ditch it.
Oh, true.
I like him doing his little scan on Alfred here. It's funny that he has that in there. That's an expensive piece of machinery just to run.
He's rich. Like, why wouldn't he? Yeah, he just borrowed it off of Gotham General.
You got it shipped over for the night.
Oh man, I was watching a bit of Dark Knight the other day. I was on television. Man, still holds up, bud.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah.
And then of course they showed Rises afterwards. Oh man. Like,
did you watch that one too?
I watched some of it. I did not pay attention to the end police brawl with like between the cops and the criminals.
Fair enough. That's my own weird issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this. I like that it relates to his time, kind of wandering and learning.
Or hearing rumors, stories.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, someone from all those years ago that he heard about. I think that's cool.
Thing of it is the way some how do I'm referring to kind of the ending. I won't obviously get to there, but I'm just gonna point out. I'm gonna throw this out there and say that I don't know if it's that convincing. We'll get to it. Don't worry.
Yeah, and this fourth eye, the Sarkana stone, I think they say.
Or third eye, I guess.
Yeah, I think they say fourth eye.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't exactly sure why he wanted it. I was never clear on what it was going to benefit him. And that made it, I was kind of like, I don't really know what the stakes are in this. Is it just he's a jewel thief? You say you want to use it for a fourth eye, but I don't really know what that would do for him. So,
Yeah, it's kind of weird where I'm like, maybe I'm getting a little like getting ahead of myself. Again, I know we could easily just spoil, but I don't know. I just like talking about events as the episode progresses, but as they're happening, of course. But it seems that like he like he wants more power, I guess, and to do that he has to go through this whole elaborate ruse to get this like gem that's being like, I guess, in a safer to breach area, potentially like less guarded area.
hmm.
Also, I do find it weird that like a monk from Nepal or the Nepal area just would come and like, I mean, I guess it is a monk, a certain monk way. Hey, it's Matt Murdock, and but anyway, that he would just come and like, being a friend of Batman would just come and be like, or Bruce Wayne, I don't know, one or the other, just come and like willingly give up like a diamond. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
that seems like a kind of. I know it's donating to charity, but like, I don't know. I know it's willingly sacrificing. I'm just not like fully committed. So you have to like really explain that to me. I don't
Yeah,
feel convinced.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, I can kind of see it, but well, I do like, yeah, we see Alfred kind of using his butler skills and thinking here. I think that's good. I mean, he pieces it together a little bit quick, but it's a short episode. It's only 20 minutes.
It's a short episode. I mean, well, it's 24 minutes. You have no choice. But it's like, so the Spellbinder was the photographer,
Hmm.
and he also got like a hold of. He basically like his he had a what is it, a pre hypnotic suggestion. It's just like Kyle Rayner in Tower of Babel, if you remember that.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah.
Um, he thinks, therefore, it is with the ring. He thinks he's blind, therefore the ring makes him blind. Anyway, but I don't know if it like. Okay, here's what I don't think works is that's fine, but we don't see Spellbinder doing that. We're told that he does that.
Yeah.
We're not shown, so it's like show don't tell. So that's the only thing where I'm like, I don't know if it works fully because we're told after the fact. Like there's no like setup of like, oh, he was the photographer the whole time.
Yeah. Do we see the, I guess only in flashback, seeing, yeah, when they were taking the photos. But I guess for the mystery structure, they kind of need to have the mystery up front and kind of figure it out later.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I just am like, but in a mystery setting, you would like, this is not one where okay, you can piece it together as it goes along.
I like that little bit of CGI there. In the when he jumped down and the water was like CGI, I thought that would look cool.
Didn't notice. Whoa, WorkSafe BC
Well,
would have a field day with you, Alfred. You can't do that. That's illegal.
yeah, agreed.
Oh, a TV. What the hey?
Yeah, I like to see this.
Unrealistic. What the hey is this?
Hey, Batman builds his vents like that in case he has to hide
Well, given
or escape his home.
yeah, given Arkham Asylum, and I mean the video game, yeah, wouldn't surprise me. But that also means that other characters can do the same thing.
That's true. That's true.
You're not the only person who goes through grades and vents.
Yeah, I like whatever voice is doing Spellbinder. I didn't look it up, but I think he does a good job. And I like his little like, could I have done it? And he's like so surprised to see Batman hypnotized.
Yeah, I also don't know if he's piecing together like, oh, is it Bruce Wayne?
Hmm. Yeah, you should hypnotize him to take off his mask. Hypnotized.
I was thinking that too. I will.
Yeah, good for
I
Alfred.
will say.
If he didn't, oh, go ahead.
I will say it is funny that it looks like from Spellbinder's perspective that it was a trick. Like he thinks it's a trick, but it's not. It was like not. It wasn't an elaborate ruse. You think it would be, and that actually would be funny if Batman just did that. Thought of it, but if Spellbinder came back, potentially uh, Batman could do the same thing. But whatever. Sorry.
Yeah, and I really like that because it makes it builds to the mystique and edge of Batman that this guy does now think that he's immune to his hypnotism, even though it just happened to be luck that Alfred. Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, and I always like Alfred and Batman being more of a team. There's always that subtle relationship, but I like when it's more firmly illustrated how much Batman does need Alfred as well. Yeah, and this is leading to the big visual scene here. This stuff's all really cool.
Battle in the center of the mind. I got a third eye. Now I got a fourth eye. Just two more up here. Like okay. Yeah,
Oh,
this is the utility belt and then like the sewer grate or the personal entry point access point being like a mouth. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
this is yeah, you're right. This is like some HP Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I was more thinking. Well, yeah, I was more thinking like his influences, but yeah, no, I could definitely see it being related to his stuff too.
Hey, this is from The Incredibles. What the heck? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, and like old pulp science fiction covers is what I was especially thinking,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking here.
or like some heavy metal magazine covers as well capture this kind of vibe.
Again, just like the organic flesh, organic walls. There we go.
Yeah, and unattached eyes just acting autonomously. I always think that's a cool image. Whoa.
And it's just a flurry of like different settings. Now he gets petrified after getting eaten.
Yeah.
Then it comes back to reality.
Yeah, he saw Medusa on the way down.
Oof. Or just a Gorgon in general. Doesn't have to be Medusa.
Yeah, maybe this guy, Gorgon. Or Gorgon. I'm not sure which one.
It's both. Have it your way. Must think. You did not detach my brain from my head. My mouth may be gone.
I deny this reality.
I think, therefore I am.
I do like the image of the bat that we've seen it a couple times throughout this episode. That he keeps like latching onto it, this piece of him. I think that's interesting. I'm very curious to see the pilot of this show. I don't know if it's his origin or if that it just starts with him already established. I'd be curious to go back.
I don't remember. I could obviously. I used to look up synopsises for it on Wikipedia, but that's pretty much like all the individual like writing is off my brain.
That's fair. Well done, sir. Oh, I forgot to mention, I like earlier when Bruce locks up Alfred in that room. I like that he did a little Alfred impersonation as he was like, Alfred's like, "Can I get some tea and maybe a book and maybe a television?" And he's like, I forget what Bruce said, but he called him sir with his little fake British accent. I thought that was cute. Oh, and I like this here, his little Hall of Secrets or Hall of Triumphs. But he kind of stole that diamond there. I get that it was maybe
Yeah,
dangerous, but he did kind of steal it.
yeah. Like what the heck? Like that kind of low blow there, guys. Like what the heck?
Just return to the monk. Take it back to your mountains and keep it hidden. There's this weird spellbounder guy that wants it, or spellbinder.
Yeah, that's my do a tang. So, people run. Yeah, it was also kind of a shame that we didn't get a chance to see like Bruce talk with the monk, his monk friend.
Hmm.
That was kind of, I think, a little missed opportunity. And even discuss whether or not Spellbinder was from the same. I guess they kind of talked about it, but whether he was from the same clan or not, or sect of monks or something else, but or related to. But no, we didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, they only had 20 minutes,
Yep.
which I'm curious. Why? I wonder. I'm surprised this show's only 20 minutes and 15 seconds. It seems especially short, but Maybe it was just a time slot they had.
Well, plus ads.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually think of them as being like 30 minutes plus ads, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe at this time they had some of those little micro series playing in between, so they had to shorten the main shows.
Yeah, not too sure.
But yeah, there we go. I guess final thoughts for you.
Um, what was our bud's name who requested this? I forgot.
It was SR Striker 6420.
Thank you, sir. So Striker. Thank you for the request. It's been a long time since, I know I didn't say this, but it's been a long time since we've done a request. And we still take requests, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm giving a light, not feeling it. Cool visuals, but I don't know. Just obviously I should at least be unbiased, but I don't know. I certainly wasn't feeling. I guess like if you're, I don't know, if you're a kid and want to watch this, I think yeah, take a watch. But there's some cool images towards the end, but I wasn't really like, again, this is episodic. I think I've started to accept and lighten up over when it comes to episodic television in general, and over continuous story arcs. I think I think I might be coming around to Superfriends, by the way.
Oh, have you been watching it lately, or?
No, I haven't been. I haven't been watching it, but I think I've I think I've mellowed out. Let's put it that way. I think I just had to have a stick up my butt over that, and not everything needs to be serialized or continuous. Excuse me, storytelling. It doesn't have to be. You can have episodic television in general, but I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it. Like I will say, like I'll just say, like, if you want to go ahead and watch this, but I wouldn't watch this again, personally.
Oh, that's fair. Well, I'll say I definitely enjoyed it. As a brief little snapshot of Batman television, I definitely think this is a fun one. I really like to see Alfred have a chance to kind of prove his worth and, in some ways, save Batman, even though I don't think Batman was in peril. But the villain's plot to steal that diamond definitely would have gone through if it wasn't for Alfred stepping in. So I like that quite a bit. And the cool imagery and the overall kind of mystery mixed with horror vibe, I think is always a great fit for Batman. And so it's nice to see some of that represented here. It was even giving me a little bit of vibes of, and not the movie you mentioned earlier, the Batman. I was thinking a little bit of Long Halloween, because it also leaned a little bit more into that horror vibe. But yeah, thank you very much for the request. We always enjoy checking out new stuff, and we've been on the Superman train for so long. It's nice to have a little bit of a splash of something else DC thrown in just for fun. But as we wind down to the end, Isaac, do you have any final words of wisdom for us, or what do you got?
You must always, ladies and gentlemen, those between unaffiliated, you must always prepare for the worst. If you are to get hypnotically get given a post-hypnotic suggestion by cameras are everywhere. Big Brother isn't watching.
Mm.
Is it Big Brother or is it Spellbinder? You never know who's going to be behind the flash of a camera. You must always beware. I don't know if like wearing like blackout sunglasses would help or not, because like the flash, I don't know if it would like go through the glasses or not, or like all the light would be absorbed by the glasses. I have no idea. But suffice to say, you never know who's behind the camera. Till next time, stay frosty and vigilant. Peace. Yeah, of course. Too. Wait, now you actually did recently put up some other stuff. Was it on the DC channel or was that on something else?
Oh yes, and with the DC stuff that we do, almost all of them are at least over half an hour. Some of them are over 2 hours. So I was like, maybe it might be nice to experiment with creating some shorter content. And so I thought the Speakeasy might be a good example of something that I could snip up into little bits and see if that channel would have more traction, and also give us a chance to kind of advertise some of the stuff that's in those bonus episodes. Because I mean, I usually pick like 3 topics out of an hour and a half worth of conversation or less. So that only really gives a brief glimpse of what the breadth of the conversation is going to be. So I thought doing it in clips would maybe give a chance to get some more of those random topics, more ears on them.
Yes, I like your style of thinking. I think you are going in the right direction. However, unfortunately, the way YouTube is going, it's going via shorts.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
So literally like 10 seconds or less of audio or something visual to stimulate a person's need for dopamine. So I don't exactly know how that's going to work for us because I mean, wait till you somehow put up the 3 hour long New Frontier review.
Oh, I know. I've been thinking a lot about that.
I actually I actually would be interested to see if you could like abridge it almost like you cut it down like you trim like you almost do like the movie itself but from like the book's perspective. Could you imagine that?
I considered because it's kind of separated into like four, or maybe not four chapters, but it's kind of separated into distinct bits.
Yep.
I was considering trying to cut it into those little bits, but I don't know. That sounds like a lot of work.
It does. I don't want you to do like so much work here. Like I know I'm throwing
Yes.
this out there, but he's the one that has to do all the work. So I know I like sound nuts and insane, but at the end of the day, he has the final say. So obviously not. Like I see what you mean though, where it's like 4 parts instead. So you like trim this here, then trim that, and this. So it's like a 4 part series.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, 4 videos might be a better,
That makes.
more digestible way to do it.
I think you're right on that. That's a little bit more easier.